Hey everybody, this is Cathy from Whole Home and Body Health, and today I wanted to shoot a quick video about mileage trackers and these trackers that you put in your car to track your mileage. Sometimes they come from insurance companies so that they'll lower your rate if you have good driving practices, stuff like that. But I've been really curious about these because occasionally when I'm in a work truck for companies that I'm doing work for, I see these and I've always wondered how much radio frequency they're putting off, if they are at all. So I did another video just a minute ago on this Ford 250 that I'm in, and I wanted to test the EMF levels in the Ford 250, and I'll put a link to that video below. But I was really curious about this mileage tracker that I found. It is the Mileage Ace Pro, I believe. And so it does say right on the back here that it lists the FCC ID number. That's always a cue that whatever the device is, that it could have radio frequency. And you can actually go into a website and type in that FCC ID number, and it will tell you whether or not it has a radio frequency signal on it. And that goes for any device that you have, including your smart meter or your utility meter. Always look for that FCC ID number, and then it will tell you whether it's technically smart or if it uses other modes of communication, like via your power lines, or not at all if it's a manual. So I am going to show you what happens with this, and I have my Safe and Sound meter, my Safe and Sound Pro 2 to test. And so I'm going to turn that on right now. It is not plugged in, so I'm just going to see what kind of levels we're getting. And I'm getting primarily cell tower signals, as I can hear it in the background. And it's fluctuating between, like, now it's about 50 to 160-ish microwatts per square meter. All right. Now I'm going to plug in the mileage tracker, and we're going to see what happens. So I just plugged it in, so the power should be coming on, and it'll take a second to boot up, but I should be able to, oh, there it is. So I just got a spike of 428,000. So it's booting up, and boy, that sound. I'm gonna turn the level of the sound down because it's pretty obnoxious. So as it's booting up, it is peaking here and there. Levels are back down now. I'm going to reset it to about 116. Now, I just drove this truck for about 2 hours, and I had a little bit of ringing in my ears when I got back, and I thought, I think something's going on in that truck, because that's unusual for me unless I'm around this high radio frequency devices, because otherwise the ringing in my ear, I don't get it. But I know I've been exposed when it comes back, so I think something's going on with this tracker. Okay, so I'm gonna have to sit here for just a minute for it to reconnect and do what it does. All right, so I just got another spike there, 83,000. I'm gonna go ahead and turn the ignition on. Oh boy, I was just about to turn this off. There it is. That sounds an awful lot like Bluetooth to me, so I think the device is using Bluetooth. Man. So it's about 83,000. Those are big peaks. Those are long peaks. So they're fluctuating. That's about 1,000. So the frequency strength is varying 1,100, 1,300 microwatts per square, 17,000. Man, and these are coming quick. So what is that? Every 5 seconds or so, and they last for a good 5 seconds ish. Less than that, every 3 seconds. 40,000. That's really obnoxious. So I'm gonna drive around and see if it keeps going or if that subsides at all. And I'm just gonna leave that on. I'm gonna leave, gosh, sorry, that sound is crazy, but I'm gonna leave it on just to see what happens. Yeah, I don't see any reason why it's gonna stop. 40,000 microwatts per square meter. Okay. Can get out of this parking lot in this big old truck without hitting anything else. That'd be great. Alright, so it looks like it's settled down a little bit, which is good. So maybe it just does that in the beginning to make sure that it's connected. And I realize that this video is going to be really shaky. Sorry about that. I'll try to hold it. So it's definitely settled down. So that's great. I'm just going to have to hold this. And so now I'm getting not much from it. So I'm very happy about that. It seems as though it just boots up in the beginning. And now I'm not getting any signal from it that I can identify. So I'm going to drive around a little bit and just see what I get. Okay, so I just drove around for 5 or 10 minutes and I didn't get that signal happening again. So I'm happy about that. So it seems to me like it's just happening as I start the ignition and as it connects to what, I don't know, whatever it's connecting to. But otherwise, my levels here are the same as I was getting prior. So that's good news. I'm happy about that. So if you have one of these, maybe that puts your mind at ease a little bit. But you know, they're all different, so we don't know without testing. But I'm not sure how else these are communicating really, if they're storing their data, if they're sending it I don't know. I don't really know how they work, but it doesn't seem to be really giving off too much, except in that first couple minutes when I start the ignition, which is a lot. And for an EMS sensitive person, that's gonna be too much. But I'm glad at least that it subsided for a little bit. So that was it. I hope that was helpful. If you've got any questions, please, of course, leave them below. Subscribe if you like this so that I can continue to bring this information to more people. And we will see you next time. Bye, everybody.